Here we are, I'm back again after all that ruckus. You know, after doing a lot of Doom, I guess it sapped my energy? No, my energy was just sapped during it. Anyway, we're going to finish off Secret Agent, Episode 3, Dr. Nobody. Because it's based on it's a joke based on the first James Bond film. So we're just going to follow up with more of those jokes. Am I not right or am I not wrong? But yeah, I don't know, like, I get this weird thing about when I'm doing a game, just like, you know, I mess up, and it's like, I don't want to do this again, I'm going to mess up. It's like, you gotta mess up, otherwise you never get anywhere. Interesting thing about the level map of this episode is that all the levels, save for the last one, all have that same sprite. I don't know why, they just do. The levels here are tougher, they're rougher, and I didn't immediately remember how to do them, but yeah. It's like with some games when I make mistakes, here I could just go right, just keep going. Stuff for like other things I'm working on is not as simple as that, like depending on how much time I spent on it. Here though, it is good. We got some purple drank, probably imported into New Super Mario Bros. At some point. We've got the Rescue Rangers dog. The Rescue Rangers dog is back. Another couple things is that the color of things are different again. So the color of, well, okay, the Robbie the robot hasn't changed. The color of the signs and stuff is now blue, and if you see the barrels, they are now yellow with orange. I'm not sure if that's supposed to mean anything. It's just something I've thought about. It's just like, okay, you know, we got to change it up a little bit. If you're not familiar with this game, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if you've gotten this far, but you just shoot things. Okay, relax. I don't know. Like, by this point, when I do many variants of the same game, I'm not liable to explain how it works anymore. It just kind of happens. I just tell you the process. Yeah, I guess since we're doing stuff which is not going to be too exciting to talk about, not to say it's bad. Oh, no, I was chilling out a lot while playing this. We'll talk about some more behind-the-scenes stuff. So, like, one of those things I've been working on in regards to doing more stuff is I'm going to start some of the videos that you should be seeing in the future are going to start having little pauses in the middle. I mentioned this on Twitter, but it's going to be like, you know, I can't like constantly do a sit down of like one recording or more. There's going to be breaks, and it's not so much to do with me as it has to do with I have to address things in my home, and I can't just like sit on them. It's not just a chores thing either. There's more to it than that. But needless to say, I came to this conclusion not because of that. I came to this conclusion because every so often I follow other people playing video games. One of them being Zero Master. Oh, check out that dynamite! Fuck that dynamite location. So Zero Master, he's a well-renowned speedrunner of Doom. If you've never heard of him, and I was looking up one of his latest runs. And it's for a Doom 2 mod called Sunder, which I imagine is like the fall. It sounds like a follow-up to Sunlust or some other like hard as nails slaughter map type things. And the thing with that is that most slaughter maps that I'm familiar with or know anything about are relatively easy on length. This stuff, however, was really long, and his speedrunning of just one level takes over 2 hours. So then I thought to myself, wait, if I'm doing videos of single levels, where's that putting me? That would probably put me like at 6 hours of me doing that level or more. And even if even that is just like, no, I'd have to actually break in the middle of 6 hours. There's just no way I could go 6 hours without stopping at some point. Like when you're streaming and you need to hydrate. Yeah, things like that. Like you cannot just... I'm familiar with it. It's just like I can't, as much as I play video games, I understand the importance of my own bodily needs, and sitting down for 6 hours without actually addressing anything is a really bad idea. So that's when I decided I'm probably going to do that. It might look dumb at first, but you get used to it. It's just real-time editing. That's essentially what it is. I mean, I wanted it to be seamless, honestly, but the best I can do is just make it so you do not miss the footage. So you'll see pauses in the footage. You won't see shit clipped out, and I'll do the best I can with pausing the game before pausing the recording, etc. Oh, another level where I get to fall into the laser. I guess I should have suspected something like that was going to happen. They pulled that shit in episode 2. Unfortunately, I went the wrong way. The goal is to go to the left. Although, maybe I can actually end up on the left. You want to go to the left. There's no way around that. Ah! Oh, and there's another car again. I wonder if that blue car will make a return. Yeah, I'm so excited about the cars, you guys. Yeah. But no, it's just like, I realized that constantly stopping when I needed to do stuff was actually pissing me off because I was not making any progress, and you know me, I like to get her done. Not to say I'm a cable guy, because I'm not. And that's not even his name. But, like, I like to move on, you know? That's why making mistakes annoys me too, because it feels like I have to do something again, but it's just like, I found a new system for that too. Whenever I mess up recording one game, I come back to it the next day while recording another game. But I try not to have more than 5 games in a rotation. Otherwise, my memory of what I'm doing is gonna freak out and be like, what are you doing? I forgot what this was. Nah, that almost never happens to the point where I forget how a game works. But I do have to remember what kind of levels I'm dealing with so that I don't get taken by surprise. So, I mean, I readjust the game mechanics just fine, no matter what you give me. I'll figure it out, but, like, it'll be on memory. You can expect a lot less perfect health runs in this playthrough. It just ain't happening. I suspect the purple barrels and the purple drink are just palette swaps of the red stuff. So now they're the purple stuff. Sure. A lot more things to shoot. Another concern was with this game, is making sure I have enough ammo. Because once we get to a certain point, when I have enough ammo, it's going to be all hunky-dory. Now, if you remember what I was talking about in regards to those pauses, I'm going to attempt to do one right now. And then you'll get used to it, and then I won't have to explain it again. Are you ready for the pause? Are you ready for the pause? It goes like this. Anyway, be right back. See, it just pauses just like that. And that's all you have to do. Oh, that's all I have to do. Seamless! That's as seamless as it's going to get. The best we can do is leave gaps like that. Back to this. That's the other thing, is that if I do that, I don't know if I can re-continue my conversation, but hey, that's alright with me. The pauses seem to make more sense during recording the actual gameplay than talking over, but hey, whatever, we're just gonna, like, many people do multiple takes of things, and if I were to do that, well, that's gonna be a lot harder for the talking than the actual playing. Also, ninjas. You've heard of those. Commander Keen's teddy bear is trying to tell me something. He's trying to tell me that I should be playing Commander Keen, and you know what? He's right. I can do that. No matter how bullshit it is, I should just try not to fear anything. And yet I do. Don't know why. Just worried things will mess up every step of the way, no matter what I'm doing. And yet somehow I come out like a champ every single time. I don't know. Don't know. I must be, like, allergic to imprecision. You know, people are allergic to routine. I'm the opposite somehow. You would think. You'd think I could be spontaneous and chaotic, and no. Take out the satellite dish, 5,000 points. Oh yeah, the points things have been different colors throughout. I failed to mention that because it's the least important thing, is all these numbers. Actually, a lot of the oldest DOS games I've been playing are just points, and it's just like, who cares, baby? I'm not showing you my scores. Unless it's, you know, there's some games I play where scores at least contribute to lives, or like it's part of the goal, where if you get a certain number of points, it unlocks something, and that's like, okay. Like, I'm fine with that, where they actually implement a score attack. Secure the area. It's not secured. It's not. Baby. We left the dynamite with the fireworks supplisers. Oh, yeah. Warning. Laser in face. Actually, we have both types of lasers. That one's the real laser. The other one's the fucking DNA helix-looking motherfucker. Looking like string theory in my DOS games. Who would have thought it? Yes. Yes, Queen. We are here at the computer center, where there is but one fucking computer. I guess back in the day, there really just the one computer. Well, like a few of them. Before we were into, like, LAN parties, or perhaps now WAN parties. WLAN parties. Yeah. No. I'm sure we could do a LAN party. I was reading the, well, actually, I should just go get that book that's about how they developed Doom. The Masters of Doom. I need to go read that. It's kind of important for me and this channel that I do that. You can feel free to remind me, because chances are I won't. Because I'm like, no, more games. I don't need to read more books about the games that I already know how to play. It's like, yeah, you know. It's like once I go through that instruction, man, it's like, nothing else is necessary. Nothing stronger than a blonde man with gray skin. And fluoride toothpaste. Wow, it's an all-blue room again. Didn't see that one coming. This is yet another Apogee Software building. Man, I would hate to work there if it looked like this. Ah, so we get to have the double shot situation again. In fact, I think later in this playthrough, actually, there'll be a second one, and it doesn't actually give me another shot. So I thought I'd be having like 3 shots at once. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. And that's disappointing. I feel like it should be like how it worked in Duke Nukem 1, where I could at least have a max of like 4, and, you know, I get stopped at 2, and that's no good. It was also poor of them to be like, I couldn't even get 4 in the one episode of Duke Nukem, so I don't know what that's about. I'm noticing in a lot of these older DOS games, episode 3 is just where they run out of ideas, which at least did end by around the time of Doom, thank God. So, yeah. The flags are now green and white. You can tell me what country that is. I don't fucking know. Ireland? No, fucking... Italy? I don't know what flags are green and white. I think I should just look up this flag database, which I used to do for flag purposes. It's like, what flag is this color? What flag is that? I don't know. You know what the best flag is? It's the Nepalese flag, because it isn't even a proper flag shape, and it's the only flag I know about that's like that, which is incredible. How's that for factoids? Other than Nepal's got its own fucking problems. What with them being in the mountains. And the mountains having some llamas. The daily llama, that is. You know, you get a llama a day, and then you go practice Buddhism. And then you tell Hinduism to suck it. Something like that. I've just... That's like the Cliff Notes version. No. I don't know. Laser field has been deactivated. Oh, yes. Oh, God. What? I keep going back and forth. Oh, that's why. Yeah. Don't believe I might have mentioned this during the episode 2 playthrough. The mission 2 playthrough. But... the teleporters are not two-way. If there's more than one teleporter in an area, there's like I think there's some sort of sorting algorithm that determines which one goes to the next. So it's like in order of how they're positioned, including if you take one you've already been through, so you might not go to the same place from trying to come back. I'm thinking it cycles. In fact, I think that's exactly what it does. So if you're making a secret agent level, make sure to keep that in mind if you have multiple teleporters. Unless you can manually, like, select them to do whatever. Also, what DOS game isn't complete without a teleporter? I swear. Even Doom having teleporters is just essential to its gameplay, and it's like, you just stop thinking about it after a while. It's just like, yeah, I'm here now. Now I'm over there. No big deal. But at least this one, it sounds like I'm trying to do it the traditional Star Trek way, where it's just like putting this, like, energy cloud over me before I can proceed. Have you beware of the beware of dog sign? Still only one dog. Still only one dog. My dog. Oh yeah, you can forget at me. You can forget about me trying to go for the all spy run. I have all but given up on that notion. Especially after the last one. Again, some of these DOS games, I don't think they account for people doing some weird 100% stuff. Which is odd, but it's true. There's at least one that does. I might actually try to do that on that one, since it's actually belaboring it, but yeah. Try not to worry if you ever miss stuff. If it's not important to complete in the game, you shouldn't. Unless it gives you advantages. And advantages here are just points, so they really don't matter. The points do not matter. Whose line are these? There's somethings. Is that still going, by the way? I mean, I know there's a new host, but I didn't check in a while. That lady that hosts Whose Line Is It Anyway right now. I don't know if that's still going on. I had forgot to look into it because I watched a few seasons even, and then I got caught up with it and forgot to look back. But we can find out. I wonder if that website with the Whose Lines Anyway stuff is still there. But yeah, all the UK seasons, all the US seasons, the post-UK seasons. That's how I define that, is the 3 separate Whose Lines It Anyways eras. So the Clive Anderson era, the Drew Carey era, and then was it the Aisha Taylor era? That's what I'm going with. Now you know. And knowing is some part of a battle. At least in the case of other UK shows, it was like, a direct spiritual successor, as opposed to just being like, yeah, this is our version. No, it just like went from one to the next. The UK stuff didn't continue after the US stuff for the Whose Lines Anyway, but for other stuff like The Office, for instance, yeah, you bet. In fact, they have an Office in a lot of countries as completely different actors, which is interesting. And I have to wonder if there's someone in charge of all those collectively, because I don't actually know. I mean, I get that they do that differently for like game shows, because it's just like, it's a game show. It doesn't matter if you have different countries, different hosts, because of the way it works. But with stuff like The Office, where it's like, a scripted show, and then you're doing like a completely different version for every country with the same name and idea, but with completely different scripts, I have to wonder about that. I suppose it could be a miracle of science. No, it's not science. Oh, wow. So you remember that last level I did all the way back in Mission 1? Well, those bricks are back, but this time they're blue. No other reason to point that out. I need a floppy to operate this thing. And if you got a floppy, I'll take it from your thing. And if I shoot on top of the car, I destroy this robot with my thing. Oh no, 2 lasers. I've mentioned it again. You only need 1 computer to deal with any number of lasers. Just as an FYI. SPY. My PSY. That's right. Gangnam Style has arrived. Yeah, how is K-pop nowadays? Not to say I'm one of those stans or whatever. It's just like, I mean, it sounds fun. I don't go crazy over it. In fact, I don't. Anything I think is popular, I don't go crazy over, even though I might actually legitimately enjoy it. Because, the thing you have to understand about celebrities is there's a lot of people that like them, so you may as well just be a drop in the ocean. I know I've used that phrase before. It's like they have lives, they do other things, they can't be like millions of people's best friends all at once. And I want to dissuade you from that illusion if you're watching this right now. Maybe you know me, maybe I'm your friend, maybe you don't know who I am, maybe you've never even heard of me and are just watching this right now wondering what the fuck I'm talking about. But, contrary to popular belief, I do have a life. Like, yes, I do play a lot of video games, but I mean, like, some of my goals are outside the confines of the YouTube LPs, even though I won't admit it to myself because I love doing this a lot. But they're needed, they're necessary, and a lot of those still exist out of socializing with other people still. So, that's just how it be. But I cannot be there for everybody as much as I want to. I can't. So, I could feel guilty about it. I do. Don't get stuck in the parasocial trap. That's my TED Talk. Thank you for listening. But yeah, no. I like the random pop music sometimes. Even though it's not like I wouldn't say my forte or my cup of tea. It's not my most favorite stuff. It's just like junk food. You listen to it and it's comfortable and you're just like, yeah, I can count on this at the end of the day. Even if I don't care for it. Although that doesn't seem to apply for retro pop. I don't know why, but there you go. Could just be the way it's perceived now, which I suppose has been a thing for a while, but yeah, for the last 30 or so years. Yeah, I didn't even like that much pop in the 90s anyway. So that might have stuff to do with stuff. I don't know. Probably not. Get into grunge, fucker. Nirvana is your savior and master. Gotta love these, whatever these. What are these? I don't know. They're like laser spitters, but, I don't know what they're shooting. I don't know what they are. They definitely check if you're in front of them in order to fire. And, you have a similar thing with the rockets, so I don't know why you have two different things that do the same thing. Much like in Crystal Caves, where there's two different things that do the same thing. Why do we do that? I don't know. At least I spell the word correctly. That's more than I can say for everyone else. You ever passed 3 spelling bees in a row? I have. Well, that's it for part 1 of Dr. Nobody. Because nobody's watching. Ha ha! I just owned myself. We'll see you next time with more Secret Agent Mission 3. Thank you.